$99 per pound. Save $1.10 on ShopRite Sharp shredded cheese. $2.99 for an 8-ounce package. Package of 4s, double rolls, Charmin Ultra Soft or strong toilet tissue. $4.99. Match like charcoal briquettes. $8.99 for a 3.1 pound bag.
All stores open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's Friday, July the 12th, 2019. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us. Topping our news, it appears that Caroline Bay development was fraught with financing issues from the outset. That's the impression given by Curtis Dickinson, the Minister of Finance, as he provided a ministerial statement. Caroline Bay, the facts. In the House of Assembly, Mr. Dickinson highlighted scalebacks, and at that one point, a government guarantee may have been the only financing secured for the development. Gary Moreno broke the story on the difficulties at the Morgan's Point property and tells us more about what the minister had to say.
Originally meant to be an 80-room boutique hotel with 313 additional residences and a 325-room luxury hotel with 337 additional residences in 2011, 2 years later in 2013, it was determined the scale of the development was not financially viable. That notwithstanding, the developers still raised $25 million in financing from Arch Capital, Axis and Validus Re between 2014 and 2016. The then OBA government had also provided a guarantee to Arch Re on behalf of Morgan's Point Limited to provide credit support for the $5 million loan meant to finance the first phase of construction. That, Mr. Dickinson pointed out, was apparently the only financing secured for construction, with then Finance Minister E.G. Bob Richards quoted as saying, "I am confident that if satisfactory financing is obtained, the development will turn a brownfield site into a stunning new resort." In 2017, the marina was opened and included the first phase of development. The project then consisted of 35 branded condominium residences and a 5-star boutique 79-room Ritz Reserve hotel.
What the people of Bermuda did not know was that even before the marina had opened, the Caroline Bay project was experiencing difficulty. This had to be known to the then cabinet and the developers who persisted in providing public updates on the project, which were inaccurate.
According to Mr. Dickinson, shortly after the PLP assumed office, Premier David Baird, who was at the time the Minister of Finance, met with the developers and was advised that there were significant financing issues and that work would most likely slow down and eventually cease without an injection of further capital. This was in February 2018. Government has continued to support the project, but it appears with some misgivings.
The financial viability of this project has been in question for at least the last 6 years, and it is important to note that much of the lending and support of the development has not been the ringing endorsement of its economics, some might claim, but is founded, unfortunately, in a government of Bermuda guarantee to the tune of $165 million.
As we previously reported, a recent announcement by Caroline Bay that it had obtained additional financing may not have actually been the case.
I wish to make it clear that any such offer is subject to the financing arrangements complying with Bermuda's regulatory requirements and the approval of the government of Bermuda, who, through the terms of the guarantee, is a full partner at the table in matters relating to the financing of this development. I have taken the time to advise colleagues and will summarize now that a term sheet or draft terms of agreement do not represent irrevocable financing and should not be termed as such.
The Finance Minister confirmed that Caroline Bay project represents an important opportunity for the island to further its claim as a luxury destination. However,
the economics of the development must be recast and devised with a realistic view of the world economy and the value proposition we need to present in order to be successful in tourism, business, and economic diversification. This opportunity is too important to squander. We do not do justice to the people of Bermuda by continuing to shore up a vision that no longer matches reality and which cannot be sustained on any applicable merits. It is well past time to approach this development differently.
Elsewhere, Mr. Dickinson reflected on our reports on inactivity on the site and contractors going without pay. He made it clear these businesses should in fact be compensated for the work that they've carried out, but that this is a situation for which government cannot be held accountable. Gary Moreno, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Meantime, Gary spoke with opposition leader Craig Cannonier about the comments from Mr. Dickinson. Mr. Cannonier, in response to questions on the situation, recommended it's time to stop looking backwards and focus on what can be done.
I think with the statement that was read out today, we did not hear any plans going forward, which kind of concerned me. What is the government planning on doing? Just to give a historical statement, which we've all heard over and over and over concerning Caroline Bay, is not getting to the issues, is not leading to any solutions as to how we move forward. When we were government, we believed that we were supporting as a then PLP initiative with Morgan's Point. We then continued to support that initiative. It was felt that if we wanted to get something off the ground, we needed to place some faith and some assurances to Bermudians who were seeking to develop that area. And that's why we made the move that we made. I don't regret us doing that. I think what we need to find out is how do we move forward? How does this government and the opposition help in moving forward? We've had talks with Caroline Bay, since which, and I do believe that there are some solutions forward. It's up to them now to present them to the government on how we move forward.
But the project seems to have been fraught with financial issues from the get-go.
Exactly. We recognize that. But again, if you take a look at what happened with the guarantee, it led to jobs. People were working, and that was important. So you can't take away the fact that what we have done thus far led to many people, hundreds of people working up in that area. We now need to find out how do we get direct investment back into the country. That's the main concern. It is not necessarily just an opposition or government position that that says that, you know, we don't care. We need to find a way forward, because it results in Bermudians getting work.
And once again, Gary Moreno reporting. Well, coming up, new upgraded Bermuda radar, nearly finished, the latest weather news, and so much more. Stay with us.
Are you required to take one or more medications daily but have a hard time remembering when to take them? The Phoenix Stores can help with an MDS blister pack, a multi-dose packaging system that makes it easier to manage and take your medication. Each MDS blister pack contains medication for the week and is pre-packed, sealed, and labeled by a pharmacist. Prescriptions grouped by the day and the time of day you should take them. Take confidence in knowing you're using your medications as the doctor planned. Visit the Phoenix Stores to get your MDS blister pack today. The Phoenix Stores, for a better life.
Surface Trends has been serving Bermuda for over 25 years, supplying and installing tile and natural stone. We have a large in-stock selection of beautiful porcelain wood planking, including our exclusive Bermuda cedar tile. You will also find Bermuda's best in-stock selection of countertops, including natural granites, exotic quartzites, and silestone engineered quartz in all the newest colors. Our team will be happy to help you. Stop by our showroom at 17 Serpentine Road or give us a call at 295-8005.
Well, welcome back. A new survey shows the size of the island's labor force increasing marginally, with the size of the working population increasing by 1.3%. The government today released the results of the 2018 poll, which contains some good news for the island's economy. Tarai Trott has a look at the numbers.
The labor force survey was conducted in November of 2018 and focused on residents who were at least 16 years or older who are either employed or unemployed. The data shows the size of the island's labor force increasing 0.5% from May 2018 to November 2018. The number of those working on the island edged up by 1%. However, the median gross income from a main job dipped by nearly 1%, from just over $63,000 to nearly $63,000. The level of unemployment slid from 5.2% last May to 4.5% last November. It was a similar case for the unemployment rate for Bermudians, 5.5% measured last May, down to 4.8% in November. When it came to the island's youth, the unemployment rate for that population saw a more considerable change, when it dropped from just over 18% last May to nearly 8% in November. Elsewhere, the numbers show slightly more males working on the island than females. There were 17,781 males working in November compared to 17,302 females, a difference of 479 more males. The number of non-Bermudian residents working on the island saw a slight increase by 3% between last May and November. When broken down by race, the survey shows declines in the number of both black and white residents working between last May and November, a nearly 0.5% decline among black residents, and 0.63% drop in the number of whites. And when broken down by highest form of academic qualification achieved, there was a 4% rise in the number of residents working who had achieved only a high school diploma versus a 4% increase in the number of residents working who had obtained a degree. Tarai Trott reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Tarai. In other news, the Doppler radar system is expected to be up and running within the next 2 weeks. Good news, according to Zane De Silva, the Minister of Transport and Tourism. Mr. De Silva reminded there were no cost or time overruns on the project, which will see the radar service back online not a moment too soon.
We know a lot of people rely on our weather reporting, so I'm happy to say that the new radar system is up and running. I will actually go down next week. I'll cut the ribbon. We'll have a nice opening, and I must take my hats off to everybody involved, Gary, because we came in a couple of $100,000 under budget and, of course, on time. So it's very, very good news.
What measures have been implemented? Because I understand that it's going to be replaced and upgraded. But what measures are being implemented to ensure that the service remains constant?
You'll be happy to know that our locals, as well as some of the other folks that have been involved, have received training, and that with that training that they've had already, and with the ongoing training that they'll receive, we hope to have it at 95% in operation at all times.
Now, of course, this Doppler service here, Doppler radar system here in Bermuda, provides information for more than just the island. So it is, of course, important that we have it up and running and properly maintained.
It sure is, and I'm very confident in the people that we have working there and the training that they've received that we'll be achieving just that.
Good news indeed. I've missed that radar. Turning to weather news, a mix of sun and cloud for the weekend. Let's go to AccuWeather headquarters for the details.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
The BF&M Insurance Group is pleased to bring you tonight's AccuWeather forecast. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brittany Boyer, and we have a couple of showers in store for our area as we head into tonight, but then it looks like we have a pretty decent weekend on our hands before more rain and also more thunderstorms early next week. Now, as we look at the big picture here locally, you can see that we do have some showers in the vicinity, but a lot of the chatter, if you maybe are traveling back over towards the East Coast, has been on the tropical storm down into the Gulf of Mexico that's going to bring excessive rain to parts of Louisiana, also into Mississippi. So that's what's going on in the world of tropics. Luckily for us, we're not really seeing anything out here in our area. So that's what we like to see, at least this time of the year, and especially accounting the fact that the water's so warm right now. The water temperature here around the island is 84 degrees. So it's good that we don't have anything brewing around us, as it's essentially bathwater right now here near Bermuda. So a couple of showers in the vicinity. We've had some thunder and lightning well off to our north and west. I think for tonight it's just going to be some spotty showers. Temperatures once again nice and mild, low 80s. Humidity between 70 and 75%, with winds coming in out of the south 10 to 15 miles per hour. And the water temperature, again, as I mentioned, 84 degrees. No issues really on the water. Waves inside the reef running around 1 foot and outside of the reef between 2 and 4 feet. So we don't have any advisories or small craft warnings to inform you on from the Bermuda Weather Service. So boating looks like a good thing to do over the next couple of days, perhaps if you're here for vacation. Here's a look at your tidal times. We have our low tide coming in just before 1 a.m. on your Saturday morning. So overnight tonight, it will be a warm and muggy one. A couple of showers in the area, 76 degrees for your low. And then into tomorrow, the humid tropical air starts to move back into the area. But hey, you can get outside and enjoy your Saturday. 85 for the high temperature, and a low of 78 degrees as we head into tomorrow. As we look at what else is going on in the Caribbean, you can see that we have Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad, all of these forecasts out here for you. We have some showers and storms in the area. And again, down towards the Gulf of Mexico, well away from Bermuda, there is Tropical Storm Barry, which will likely become a hurricane before making landfall. All right, your gateway forecast here. Toronto, Canada, 84 degrees on Saturday with some thunderstorms around. A beautiful day in New York City and Boston, Massachusetts. Atlanta, stormy at times, and it also looks like we will have some rain out there in London tomorrow. Your extended forecast, once we get through the showers tonight, a gorgeous weekend on the way with temperatures staying in the mid-80s. Then we'll have a slow-moving boundary approaching the island into early next week. That'll give us a threat of showers and storms at least on Monday and Tuesday, and then showers tapering off in the middle of the week.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
My name is Kevin Roberts. I'm a taxi driver / ambassador. My father's with BF&M, so am I. Half of my family always been seemed to be with Bermuda Fire Marine. I tried a different provider at one time, but I wasn't too happy with the competition. Because back then it took too long to settle claims. They questioned every claim, and I never really had that problem with BF&M. I'm quite happy with it.
And you're watching the Friday edition of Bermuda Tonight. In the aftermath of a spate of brazen burglaries at a St. George's business, the Old Town may be one step closer to having its police station reinstated. According to the Commissioner of Police, Stephen Corbishley, the Southside Police Station would continue to act as a primary police station for East End residents. The Commissioner and St. George's Mayor Charles Dowling III continue to have talks on finding a suitable office space in the town's central. Meantime, St. George's North MP Renee Ming says residents are ready to see their station back up and running.
At the town hall meeting, several of the constituents voiced their concerns with regard to policing within the town. And the mayor gave his commitment that we are addressing that. We have a monthly meeting right now that we hold with the Bermuda Police Service, and the mayor is also part of that committee or that meeting. And what we do is we discuss the policing issues within the parish of St. George's. So that involves all of the St. George's MPs. And what we're doing is trying to be proactive and getting ahead and addressing things as we see them, and hopefully things don't spiral out of hand for us. So the call for a police presence is not new to us, and we are working diligently to try and see what it is that we can do to satisfy that.
And now, is there a difference when you say police presence versus having an actual police station in the East?
Well, yeah, it is. What our constituents are asking for is a police presence, meaning a fixed place, so that we can argue that we'd like to see more police patrols, which is something that we're doing as well. And we are hopefully working with the police service to come up with a policing plan for St. George's as well.
What do you see as been the key roadblock in getting that police presence that's obviously needed there?
Well, the police station has been closed for some time, and so I don't know what may have been the roadblock years ago. I think right now the challenge is finding somewhere. So we, in our talks with the Bermuda Police Service, they've outlined what it is that they would need, and we'll take that and see what it is that we can do.
The former St. George's police station was ultimately deemed unfit for use for health and safety reasons and closed in 2014. In other news, have you eaten your quota of fruit and vegetables today? Well, quite a few islanders got a head start on their recommended 5 a day thanks to the Bermuda Health Council. Gary Foster Skelton likes them apples.
I'm outside the Ministry of Health this Friday morning, where the Bermuda Health Council has launched Fresh Food Fridays. Now, this is an initiative to get healthy food into the hands of the community. So let's take a look at what's going on.
Help yourself.
Thank you. Thanks very much. We just wanted to provide the public with the opportunity to get some free, fresh fruit. So we have bananas, apples, oranges, watermelon that we got donated by some of our partners. And we'll be doing this on a continuous basis and set up on different locations around the island.
A sweet idea for a sour situation. According to a government study, 1 in 3 adults is obese, but unhealthy food is often cheaper and more convenient, so it seems some Bermudians would rather expand their waistlines than thin out their wallets.
One of the criticisms levied at the sugar tax is that we're taxing unhealthy food, but there's not enough subsidy for healthy eating. Is this in response to that?
In a way, it is a response to that. So we just want to be able to provide those options and get people to think more about eating healthy. Because really, the health tax is about encouraging good eating habits.
The plan is for this to be part of an ongoing initiative. So, every Friday, if you want your fruit fix between 9 and 10, you know where to come. I'm Gary Foster-Skelton for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Gary. Fresh Fruit Fridays will be at a different location each week. Follow the Bermuda Health Council on Instagram to find out where. The latest in sports after the break. Stay tuned.
Save $1 on fresh country-style pork ribs, just $3.79 per pound. Whole red ripe seedless watermelons, $12.99 each. Select varieties of Friendly's dessert ice cream cups, only $3.49 for an 8.5-ounce tub. 10-ounce package of Stone Skillet English muffins, only $5.99 for select varieties. 12-pack refreshing LaCroix sparkling water, only $8.99 for select varieties. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more super specials.
Every home tells a story. Your story is all yours.
Big kid, too cool. I make my own rules.
Wherever you live, whatever your style, express yourself.
My style says what's up. Don't wanna ever grow up.
So many styles to help tell your story and create your unique dream home.
We're gonna stand out, break away from the crowd.
Start shopping for furniture at U.S. prices today. Lifestyle Furniture is Bermuda's newest furniture store and is proud to be the home of the #1 furniture company in the world, Ashley Furniture. Visit lifestylefurniture.pm or stop by our showrooms today. Lifestyle Furniture, this is home.
Now here's tonight's sports report.
Bermuda's under-19 national cricket team picked up their first win of the ICC Under-19 World Cup Qualifier Americas Region Tournament against the Cayman Islands at King City in Canada. Cayman Islands batted first and were bowled out for 77. They would lose their final 8 wickets for 29 runs. Luke Harrington Myers was their top scorer with 18, while Tybray Robinson was the pick of the Bermuda bowlers with figures of 7 overs, 2 maidens, 3 for 13. In reply, Bermuda scored 78 for 3 in 15.1 overs at a run rate of 5.14 per over. Captain Dalen Richardson was the top scorer with 28, with Harrington Myers the pick of the Cayman Island bowlers with figures of 7.1 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 33. It was heartbreak for Sakari Famous as the 30th Summer University Games continued in Italy. Famous, competing in the women's high jump Group B qualification round, finished 9th. Famous would finish 14th overall with a top leap of 1.75 meters, which was the same height as 5 other finalists that advanced into the final. Bermuda collected 6 more medals during yet another day of competition at the NetRest International Island Games going on in Gibraltar. Cheyenne Smith won the silver medal competing in the women's 400-meter hurdles, crossing the line in a time of 1:04.49. Jordan Atamadi, Kaylin Hillier, Scott Mello, and Adriana Penderuddock won the team sailing event with a score of 200 points. Adrian Smatt captured the women's ISSF 50-meter prone small bore rifle bronze medal when she finished 3rd third with 603.3 points, missing the silver medal by 0.01 of a point. The Bermuda women's team of June Dill, Florence Simons, Jennifer Stovall, and Patrice Tucker won the bronze medal with 4,112 pins. The men's team of Damian Matthews, David Maycock, Blake Rayner, and Lamar Richardson captured the silver medal with 4,943 pins. Gavin Manders picked up the bronze medal, although he went down in straight sets in his men's singles semifinals, 6-2, 6-2, to his opponent from Mallorca. Daniel Phillips was back in action on the European Junior Tennis Tour as he took to the courts yet again to compete in the VLTC Euro Under-14 tournament in Malta. Phillips teamed up with Uwe Dial from Belgium in their doubles, and they would defeat Nicholas Hoffman from Belgium and Andrea Moratti from Italy in straight sets, 6-2, 6-4. As we reported yesterday morning, the PHC Zebras installed Robert Bean as the head coach for their senior team for the upcoming season. We asked Bean about the big shoes he now has to fill.
Well, with the club, we've always had a natural process of things that's been carrying on, and give credit to Mr. Scott Morton. He filled in, and his ideology was perfect for PAC, and it's just my turn to continue that process on, and the club feels fit that myself and our staff can continue that progress. I've always been about the youth, so the youth part, that will continue, and the players that's there now, they already have my respect, and vice versa.
Nick Narraway continued competing in the third stage of the Junior Tour cycling event in Ireland. Narraway suffered from an early mechanical, which was actually a crash of some 15-plus riders, as he suffered a broken fork. Unable to continue, Narraway waited almost some 12 minutes before an officer came to his aid, and he was able to borrow another bike and got back onto the peloton. Narraway eventually finished 66th with the same time as the winner, who was clocked in 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 15 seconds. Narraway is now 105th overall with a time of 5 hours, 50 minutes, and 1 second. Narraway's team, USA East ID Talent, are 10th overall, up 12 places with an overall time of 6 hours, 15 minutes, and 45 seconds. Bermuda was in full praise as Triathlon Live TV had an interview with world triathlete Julia Hawley from Bermuda. Triathlon Live TV viewers had the opportunity to see and hear the word Bermuda over and over again from Hawley.
We had a young man who went off and did one of the very first Kona Ironmans, and at the time I remember being inspired by that as a teenager, and I got into triathlons through running and other sports, really. I think my training background has really been part of our family lifestyle. As a kid growing up, it was definitely, we were very sporty. And I think even now, you know, my family is very sporty as well. I have a daughter who's also in triathlons and developing. And all my friends are in the sport. So yes, there's just a lot of, I guess, that lifestyle of triathlon, healthy living and being active.
A total of 44 countries, including Bermuda, took part in the 2019 Optimus World Team Championships yesterday, which saw 16 of them qualify for team final racing today. Unfortunately, Bermuda was not one of the teams to advance. They defeated Poland, but went down to Peru and current World Team Champions Thailand. I'm Earl Basden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
Hey Smokey, let's get lunch from the Marketplace Food Court.
You know what? That sounds good.
They have oxtails, pumpkin, curried lamb, lemon chicken, sweet and sour ribs, vegetable stir fry, and the variety goes on.
Their chefs are good. They'll set you right up. Avoid the good carbons.
And don't forget the special dishes from the islands.
It doesn't matter. No matter what you feel like eating, Marketplace will have it.
You know, it's quick, it's quality, and at prices you can count on.
Visit us 7 days a week. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Made for you daily at the Hamilton Marketplace Food Court.
We are the voices.
You are with the captain.
It's Mr. Midday.
12 new major news.
The big station.
The morning show.
The number one song.
The faces.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight.
This is exactly what you're talking about.
What an upset it was.
The storytellers.
They are actually using the pepper spray.
Police are aware of this theory.
The water is 3,500 meters deep.
The tax climbs up to 12.5%.
The window on our community.
We bring you the best in U.S. television entertainment
And the greatest sporting events in the world.
A brilliant performance of Duffy.
We are the island's only Bermudian-owned broadcaster of both television and radio.
With the only TV channels that are available over the air in beautiful high definition, completely free.
We are always expanding.
We are always innovating.
And most important, we're always your station.
This is Bermuda Broadcasting.
And that's our newscast. I'm Diane Brewer. Thank you for sharing part of your Friday evening with us, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Good night.